NBA news. Pelicans fired GM. They fired the GM, and who knows what's going to happen with Willie Green. What I'm hearing is that they're already working on a deal to get Joe Dumars to be the GM.
Wow. You know
Yeah.
what? I saw that, man. I was like, Joe Dumars. Uh, he's been in Detroit all this time or something, like
Well,
with Isaiah.
no, I think he's been working in it as like an NBA vice player of president of players or some, some of these weird titles. So he's like been
Okay.
working in the league office
Mm,
after he left Detroit.
okay.
And he's a Louisiana native, so that's kind of why they're bringing him in to be the
Mm,
GM now. So David Griffin is out. Joe Dumas is likely to come in. I This is what I would like for him to do. Like, sorry, Willie Green. I think you've got a lot of talent on the team and you can't make it happen. I would let Willie Green go, and I would bring in Mike Malone. Mike Malone would be my head coach.
mm,
And if you can get
mm,
Mike Budenhauser, get Mike Budenhauser. These are proven winning coaches, championship winning coaches. Bring both
mm.
of them in. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, because they even talking about trading Zion.
Well, they should have been talking about that. They should have been talking about trading Zion because he's just not gonna stay healthy. Period.
No, he's not. He's not, and it's
I
not
don't
going
know
to
what's
happen.
why, I don't know why New Orleans seems so snake bitten with getting these superstar injury players, but because Anthony Davis was like that before that.
Right. Well, I think part of the problem is one, they don't have good coaches, right?
Mm,
So, with Anthony Davis, we didn't have any good coaches around him. I think that one playoff run that he made with the Pelicans, I think the player that made the difference was Rajon Rondo. Rondo was like the coach on the field, and that was why the
mm,
team was good. Elvin
right.
Gentry, once again, look at the data. Elvin Gentry hasn't won anywhere he was a head coach. I think maybe in Phoenix when he took over for forget who the great coach was at Phoenix who left, and Elvin Gentry took the team to the Western Conference Final.
Okay.
Um, I can't think of the coach, the run and gun coach that was Steve Nash, whatever his name was.
I can't think
But
of it.
yeah, but the Pelicans went with Elvin Gentry. They bring in Willie Green. They bring in all of these coaches that don't have a proven record of winning. Now you got an
Right.
opportunity to get some coaches that just been recently fired with proven records of winning. Go
Right.
get them. Leave Zion there. If Zion stinks it up again next year, trade him during the season. I just wouldn't trade him before the season. I'll
Right.
try to ride it out again. I mean, he's a great talent. He's just injury prone, but a great talent that's injury prone that will come at a cheap cost. Talent is hard to find in this league. He'll be a cheap
Mhm.
cost. You don't have to pay a max deal for him because he doesn't have the
Yeah.
stats to prove to justify a max deal. So that's what I would do because rest of these guys, great basketball players, way better than me, but they're on the elite level talent. That's hard to find in the NBA. So
Yeah. I mean, like I said, when they're healthy, great players.
great
Great
players.
players.
Yeah. Yep.
But you just need somebody who's gonna be there. The
Yeah.
best ability is availability.
Yep. Yep. You're right. You're right. But I always
Mhm.
try to tell people, I always remind them, Steph Curry was injury prone his first 3 years in Golden State,
Mm.
and Golden State gambled on him, gave him a
Yep.
big deal, but not a max deal. And
Yep.
the fact that he came cheap was the way they was able to build around him and bring in other big name players. Well, they weren't really big name, but they paid him a lot to come there.
Mhm.
Iguodala, I forgot the other player that came from New York. David Lee, I think was his name. Got a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You probably even
Oh
remember
yeah,
David
David
Lee.
Lee. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. He used to ride the bench all the time.
He,
Didn't he go play for didn't he go play for Detroit or something at some point when he playing with
I don't
Detroit
know. I don't know
in the
what happened
late?
to him after he left to the Warriors. He
Mm,
came from the
mm,
Knicks. He came from the Knicks.
mm,
He was a highly touted free agent. They brought him into Golden State, gave him a big boatload of money, and
mm,
he was a part of that first championship team. But that team was carried by an underpaid Steph Curry. So
mm.
That's my only argument. I like let's give Zion one more year. Hopefully, he figured out this injury thing. Hopefully, he gets him a chef to get his weight under control, and hopefully, you got this great talent. Let's see if we can fix this injury problem.
Right. Right.
So, but I don't know. Joe Dumars got his work cut out for him. He may trade Zion, uh, and I would think that he would let Willie Green go.
Yeah, he's pretty much going to switch out the whole team. I don't think he's gonna keep a whole lot of people. I mean, he's gonna keep McCollum, maybe.
I don't see why. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's what I'm saying. I don't see why. I think he's gonna uproot the whole team.
You think so? Because to me, they already traded for Deshaun Murray, and him and
Right.
McCollum are
And he didn't
basically the
even
same
play.
player.
Yeah,
So
has Murray played once? I didn't even see him play.
he was injured. He broke his hand.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right.
but I wouldn't pay an older player like McCollum that much money. Like McCollum's
Yeah.
get overpaid at his age. So, I
Yep.
would let him go. And Murray would be my point guard. He'll be my second scorer behind Zion, and I would try to
Mhm.
get a center. So there's a lot of pieces that they need, and there's a lot of work. And you know what? You know what? I know you hate it, but I would load manage the hell out of Zion. Load manage.
I
Go
don't know. I
back to
think they
back.
already tried that, man. He just cannot stay healthy. I mean, I always wondered because when he came in the league, coming from North Carolina, I said he's too big and powerful to be jumping that high.
Right.
I
That's
remember
true.
Charles Barkley used to have problems.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But and he had to develop a new technique to land.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
Barkley's
that he can
game
run it back.
changed too. His game
Yeah,
changed. He became
yeah,
more of a mid-range shooter.
yep, yep.
Yeah,
You know,
because Barkley was. I mean, Barkley's 6'4", going against 7'1" Shaq in the
yeah,
paint. It's like Barkley, you gotta change the game, baby.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's
No,
that's the thing with Zion. Zion's got to develop a jump shot. He got to change his game. You
yeah,
know,
man. It looks pretty because to see somebody that big get up that fast and get that high, but it ain't good for your knees and everything, man.
right,
It ain't good
right,
for none of your ankles, your knees, your foot. Ain't good for none of that when you got to bring all that down to the ground.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
And
So,
then you're going up against big trees, bodying up. And that's
right.
all your game is. And you doing that night
Yep.
after night is always
Yep.
going to lead to injuries. So
Yep.
I don't know. It was exciting having him in New Orleans, but yeah, it looks like the Zion experiment is coming to an end. So
Yeah. I mean, what's it
it's
been? 5 seasons now? This the
I
fifth
think so.
season?
Yeah, but it seems like less than that because he was injured most
Right,
of the
right, right.
season. I
Seems
feel
like
like two
way better.
seasons. Yeah,
Right.
it was one season. The most he played in one season was like 65 games, and that was the year they
Mm,
made the playoffs. And then when they made the playoffs, he got injured in the playoffs or right before the playoffs, and then the Pelicans were done.
mm.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, I think it was in the playoffs, like the first game or something like that. He pulled a hamstring and he was out for the season. I said, "Damn, man, he
Wow.
just cannot get a break." But
Right.
speaking of disasters and never getting it done, uh, the Phoenix Suns have fired their third coach in 3 years.
Yes, that's
What?
correct.
That's crazy. And what does that say about Kevin Durant's legacy? Because
Man.
he left Brooklyn. Steve Nash got fired there. Goes to Phoenix, and then three
Mhm.
straight coaches get fired there.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's a good question, man. It's hard for me to down Kevin Durant because he because of the player he is. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the track record is a track record.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
Phoenix were definitely underachieving this year. When you got, that talent there, oh, you should have won. You shouldn't be losing some of the teams you're losing to. You just shouldn't.
Exactly. Well, they shouldn't be losing less than 40 games. They won 36
Right.
games this season.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
ridiculous for a team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and
Bradley Bill.
yeah, Bradley
Brad.
Bill. And I
Hmm.
think I think Bradley Bill is overrated. I mean, he was
He is.
just on.
He
Yeah,
is.
he he
He's
he
another
was a
one. He
decent.
can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but even when he was healthy, I mean, just a decent player on a bad team in Washington. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
you
pretty much.
yeah, you get to chuck up all the shots because everybody else is terrible. And
Right.
even when you was chucking out all the shots, you wasn't you shooting at a high percentage. Like when it was him and John Wall, I was like, dude, that's like still was a top draft pick. He didn't hit a lot of good shots.
Nah, he was like sometimey, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Then he had his hot moments, but then he had some very, very cold moments too.
he had
At the
plenty
same time.
cold moments. You know,
Yeah, yeah, he did.
yeah, I was never that really impressed with him. I mean, I always thought it was really John Wall doing everything for the Wizards back in the day.
Right.
So
He was for the most part. He was for the most part. And he was another one that ended up being injury prone too.
yeah,
But
I think
yeah, it was. It was him first, and then I mean it was John Wall first, and then Bradley Bill for
right,
sure.
but I think it goes back to style of play. John Wall, a
Mhm.
lot of jumping, a lot of work inside the paint, and he was getting beat up and just couldn't stay healthy from all of that.
Mhm.
Then he blew out his knee because his game was all about speed and taking it to the basket. And next thing you know, he blows out his knee. He had never had a jump shot. So once he blew out that knee and lost his speed, that was it.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
Man, he got nothing left. So,
Not much.
so yeah. So Mike Budenhauser is out in Phoenix. Who knows what Phoenix does now? I would assume Kevin Durant will be next to leave Phoenix.
Mm.
Um,
Yes, Kevin Durant pretty much stays on the team for 2 years, and then he out of there. That's the thing to be his thing now.
yeah,
Come after
yeah,
2 years, then he out.
right, right. Well, he got kicked out of Golden State.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember him and Draymond was
Drew,
having that.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
loved it. I loved it because they wasn't sure if he was at the end of his contract. And he was trying to decide whether or not he was going to come back. And look, Draymond just had enough of it. He's like,
yep,
man, we
yep.
don't need you. We want a chip without you.
Right.
I loved it. I was like, yo, that's how you take ownership of the team. Draymond was like, this is our team. We won without you. Leave.
Right.
That was
Mhm.
crazy, yo.
Yeah, it was.
Speaking of the Warriors, man, you know, now that Luka's gone from Dallas and Dallas is completely falling apart, I would really love it if Klay Thompson went back to Golden State.
Mm.
I would
I
love that.
mean, do they want him? He lost so much favor in Golden State because he was playing so bad. Because I think that's why he left because he got benched, right?
He got benched, but he
Yeah, he
played
was trying
better
to come off
coming
the
off
bench.
the bench.
Yeah, right. He did, but I don't think he wanted to come off the bench
He
though.
didn't want to come. He still think he's a great player, and it's like play, bro. Not
Yeah.
after that knee surgery, and then you had
Mm-mm.
the problems recovering from the knee surgery. He
Yeah.
missed like 2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 straight seasons back to back. You
Yeah,
know, and when he
yeah.
came back, he did not look like no splash bro
No,
at
he
all.
was done. He was done.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah, it was done. So, you know, but it'd be good for him to finish out his career. The three of them, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, finish out their career with the Warriors. So I don't know. I just hopeful thinking. Um,
I mean,
but
I would like to see it, I guess, too, but I just don't think it's gonna happen because, like I said, they benched out him. He was dead.
yeah, right. They did. He was not happy about that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not at
So,
all.
but anyway, NBA play in is happening now as we're
Yeah, right
speaking.
now I think Orlando about to wrap it up
Yep.
um, over Atlanta, and
But that one's not over with yet because the Warriors are playing now.
yeah, they play Memphis, right? They play Memphis.
They play Memphis. No, the Magic beat the Hawks. The Magic beat the
Right.
Hawks,
Hmm.
and the Warriors are now playing the Grizzlies.
The Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Yep,
Hmm.
yep.
Yeah.
So
So that's
yeah,
gonna be interesting to see what happens because they fired their coach this year too, didn't they? Memphis
yeah, yeah,
didn't they fire their coach?
yeah. Taylor. Yes, they
Yeah,
fired him.
yeah,
I mean, they had 46 wins and they fired him.
yeah, yeah. That now
I don't
that
know
was a
what's
weird
happened.
fire. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
weird fire. They had injury issues. They were still winning here and there, a little something. I mean, don't get me wrong. They lost some games they shouldn't have lost, but that's becoming a regular, recurring thing in the
especially
NBA.
towards the end of the season when I guess teams are getting bored.
Right.
I just don't understand. Taylor Jenkins got fired. Mike Malone got fired. What winning records?
Yep.
Like I get Mike Budenholzer get fired. You loaded. You got less than 40 wins on the season. But
Right.
Mike Malone, they're headed to the playoffs with 46 wins and he gets fired. Taylor Jenkins, 45 wins, get fired. Like what's
I
going
mean,
on?
but I guess that is slightly over 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you're going into the playoffs.
You're going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
still 4 games
It
left
is
in the
bad
season.
timing. Right. Right.
Yeah.
It was just bad timing.
Bad time. He still could have got the 50 wins.
Right.
I mean, the Grizzlies had 48 wins. They ended the season with 48 wins.
Right.
It's like you could not give them, one more. You couldn't let him finish out the season. You had to fire him.
Right.
Like I don't understand. And look, the Nuggets had how many wins did the Nuggets have? They had to have like at least 48 wins or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say Nuggets had like, I thought it was like in the 50s, like 52. No, because they were
I
like
don't.
fifth seed, wasn't it?
Yeah. I doubt they got 52 wins. They didn't get
Yeah.
that. They
Yeah, because they
let me
were
see.
like fifth of the seed.
No, they got to 50. They were
Oh, they
50
did
and
get to 50.
32.
Okay.
They
Right.
got to
Okay.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I knew
they
it was
won three
close.
straight. It was close. When they fired Mike Malone, they had 46 wins. So
Mm.
yeah. So Warriors and Grizzlies are playing now. So playing games are happening. Not a fan of the playing game. I'll put it out there. To me, I already got the 7 and 8 seed. Let them play in the damn playoffs. Why do I need to have a damn playing game with the 9th and 10th seed?
You had 82 games to prove yourself.
Exactly.
82. 82. You don't need no more.
82. Right.
No more chances, okay? You had 82 games to prove yourself, and you suck. No more.
Right.
Yeah.
No more chances. 82
Yeah.
games. I
This is
mean,
straight downgrade.
hell, why not just have everybody play in the playing game? Put
Right.
all 16 teams in the damn conference in the playing game.
Right.
Why just
Give
stop
enough
at 10? Yeah. 82 wasn't enough. Let everybody play in the playing game.
Yeah, they want to give out participation trophies now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You
Yeah.
know?
I hate it. I
But
hate
it's very interesting that when we talked about earlier, when I was talking about how the East, like their playoff people wouldn't even make it over in the West.
Mm-hmm.
So the so the fifth seed, I'm sorry, the seventh seed Magic won 41 games. and the sixth seed Pistons, who actually played pretty good this year,
They did.
won 44 games, right?
Right.
The
The 8th seed in
the
the
eighth
West,
seed in the West and won 48 games.
48 games. Yes.
And
Yes.
that's crazy. Is the team still in the West, man? They still all in
And,
the West.
and there's 5 teams in the West that won 50.
Yes.
Won
Yeah.
50 games. And
Yep.
not the Warriors, the Wolves were 1 game from 50. They won 49.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah,
I've never
Western
played
Conference,
with them.
it's just a different style of basketball that's played in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Eastern Conference to me has always been top heavy. And it's top heavy again. Cleveland won 64 and the Celtics won 61.
Yep.
So always a
Yep.
top heavy league. The Western Conference is more, spread out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And for it's the Cavaliers, it's the Celtics, and then it's everybody else.
everybody else. Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
But of course, Knicks fans are gonna tell you it's the Knicks too.
Yeah, they're gonna try to throw themselves up in there, but nah, you're not quite there.
No, stop
Right
it,
there.
Knicks fans.
I see
Now
your
that
record third. I see you in third, but
right.
we see you play. We see you play.
Yeah. Stop it, Knicks fans. We get it.
Right.
It's the best the Knicks have been in years. We all ride with that, but let's not get carried away. It's the Knicks.
Let's not get carried away.
Right. Yeah. Knicks fans, they kill me, boy. So
they still waiting like the Cowboys. Man. They're waiting. They're waiting to go back.
Yeah, I hear you throwing your boys under the bus with the Knicks.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of the same, man. Long time since we've been back. Living
Yeah.
on yesteryear. Living on
Yep.
yesteryear.
Living on the
So,
90s.
so is the Knicks.
All right, man. Let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.